Good evening, everybody. You're welcome to the latest series with the Link family on aging and the elderly. Yay! It's been a long time we had a program like this, so I'm very excited that we're having another one. And it is one that is very relevant to all of us. And I'm delighted to let you know that our speakers are already in the house and they are ready for us. Big welcome to everyone on the Zoom. Big welcome to everyone that is joining us on YouTube. You still have the opportunity to invite other people to join us on the Zoom or to join on the YouTube channel if they have any difficulty getting into the Zoom. So without much ado, I would be handing over to Dr. Sukomi Anjori, who will be telling us a little bit about the Link family, after which I would be introducing our speakers. And then after that, they are going to be speaking. And we'll have our speakers, Dr. Josephine Kweka would be speaking first, followed by Professor Peter Aiyedun, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome time. And I'd like you to have your questions ready for them so that you don't forget. You can feel free to type it in the chat box, or when the question and answer session comes up, you feel free to raise your hands and speak. We will not let you speak more than 2 minutes so that everybody has an opportunity to speak. So over to you, Dr. Sukomi.
Okay, sorry. Again, good afternoon, good evening, and maybe for some of us, it may be good morning. It's good to have all of us here. I'm going to just tell us a little bit about this group. Is the Link family. This is an amazing online group. It's open to all all ages from 16 and above. And the aim is to build a network that would cater to healthy and healthier relationship. And we help in gaining insight in your relationships, your marriage, parenting journey. Just go along with you in that helping, and then life generally, encouraging you to healing and to wholeness in every aspect of life. And that is what we do. It comprises of young people, singles of maybe I can say type, the various type of singles, and married people, older adults from all around the world. Um, so one of the things we do is basically to bring biblical principles to bear on all of these areas of life, and this can be for anyone from any tribe, from any nation, from any race, or any religious background. But we know that everything is going to be guided by the biblical principles. And I personally have found this to be very helpful in just few years now that I've been part of this, and hearing people's insights and learning from different perspectives on different topics has been a tremendous blessing for me. And in the past, we've had series of events, online events, where we talked about relationships, parenting, blended families. I particularly love that particular series, and fertility series, and now we're doing a series that is going to be on aging and the elderly. You may not want to put yourself in the group of those who are old. So it's not about being old, it's about aging. So whether we like it or not, the day we were born, we started to age. And so just knowing how that happens and what are the things we need to pay attention to. So that's what we're going to be doing going forward for just few weeks now. And I know that it's going to be a tremendous blessing to everyone. So this particular one and the ones we have had in the past, um, all our online meetings are available for you to relive on them on YouTube channel, Temitope Praising Child. I'm going to put the link in the chat room, and in case you are not part of us on WhatsApp, which is where we usually put the link for you to see our events. You can note this down, and then whenever it will be good if you just subscribe to that YouTube channel. It will be a blessing, so that anytime we put something there or there's an ongoing meeting, you'll be notified and you can join. Our meetings take place weekly, usually Fridays on Zoom and on YouTube. The channel for YouTube, like I said, is the Temitope Praising Child. And yeah, sometimes we have some face-to-face meetings in some part of the world. So there's one coming up in the UK. We've had one in Nigeria sometimes this year. And our meetings so they take place on Fridays usually. So for why we're having this series, we're not going to be having a Friday meeting except the last Fridays of the month in which we're going to be doing this particular series. So the Link family was started in 2000 by Dr. Temitope Aiyedun,
2020.
my dear friend.
It was 2020, not 2000.
2020. What did I say?
You said 2000. 26 years ago.
2020. Oh my gosh. Wow, 2020. So
Are you
that's
are you
6
aging,
years
Brother
ago.
Sukomi? Are you aging? Is that aging?
That would have been a long time ago, but it was 2020. Beg your
Yeah.
pardon. And she's the convener, Dr. Temitope, and it's been indeed a journey. So I'm going to put in the chat room for some of us who we want to be a part of the WhatsApp group family, where you would get all the info you need to know what we're doing, when it's happening, and also every day we have topics that are very, very interesting that you can also take advantage of. Please note that during this, at the end, sorry, I'm going to put that chat I'm going to put the link in the chat room soon. I think the link I have here is not complete. I'll put it in the chat room soon. So during this meeting today, we're going to have section for question and answer. Please, if you have any question, please note them down, write them down, and you can put them in the chat room. And at the right time, we might also ask you to ask your question. And when you do, please just be brief, straight to the point, ask your question and get the response from our facilitators. And please, at the point also, we're going to have a group photograph. So we'll ask you to turn on your camera so your face will be showing on it. So please, when we do ask you to do that, please make sure you have a nice background and the lighting is fine, and then turn on your camera so we take the pictures together. Thank you. I would hit the ground.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Sukomi. Dr. Sukomi is also a pastor and is one of our link officers. Okay, so we've come to the moment we've been waiting for. So on the screen, you see a lovely young lady. Yeah. Her name is Dr. Josephine Violet Kweka. She is in her 70s, 72 to be fair. Would you have guessed? She was born in Tanzania. She left the country after primary and secondary education, studied medicine in China, parented for 10 years, then studied nursing, and then studied psychology and worked in the health sector. I call her superwoman. She's married to Dr. Edward Kweka, a radiologist, retired radiologist, and has 4 grown-up children. She keeps really busy by joining groups like the Women's Institute, the University of the Third Age, International Women's Group, where gardening, walking, and cooking together enables them to learn and support each other. She was telling me she recently joined another exercise group in which they do chair exercises. Um, and she also supports her husband in running the local church and is grateful for the grace of God in her life. And I'm delighted to call her my mom. Join me as we welcome Dr. Josephine Kweka, who will be taking us through the first session. You're welcome, Ma. You might unmute yourself. You're still muted. You need to touch the microphone button. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Temi, Dr. Temi, for inviting me here. I'm very grateful. I think the question about aging and how I feel about it at the moment, it did make me think about the journey I have been through. Everything I do now really shaped from my childhood and from my school time and adulthood. So it is still a process. And what I did when I retired is slightly different, and it's what I'm doing now, which is about 14 years later. So I think at young age, going to Sunday school and seeing what the Sunday school teachers taught us, how they were working. They were younger people, and then living with my grandmother and getting the experiences from her, and seeing her visiting her mother, who was my great grandmother. It all shaped me of the things that I do now, because most of my friends I can relate as my age mate or as my sisters, and one or two are in their 90s. I look at them as how old my mother would have been if she was still here with us. So the journey really is a bit blurred for me, but I do things differently now. First of all, the experiences I gained leaving the village in Kilimanjaro in Tanzania and going to a secondary school in another area in the city, higher education in the city. It taught me about different cultures. Although we are all Tanzanians, people from the countryside do things differently than those on the coastal side or in the cities. So all those things started shaping me. And when I got a scholarship to go to study in China, my eyes were opened as into seeing different cultures. And in different culture, it's not just the people and the language and the food. It's the geography, is the communication, is the way of life, and how um, people treat each other. And also, for the first time, I saw the older people weren't waiting at home for their children or grandchildren to help. They were out there working and exercising in groups. So all this Tai Chi we see now out in classes, they all are done in playgrounds and football grounds in China. So those were the things that started making me think it's not just about the college education, is also about knowing people. And that's affected me as well in how I deal with my day-to-day things at this age. What I did after qualifying and working in Tanzania as a doctor also made me see how blessed I am, really, being able to travel far and then come back home and help out in mostly at the hospitals, but also in my home village. On visiting there, I could see the differences then of how people were and how those who weren't as blessed as I was to leave the village life were still in their own contributing to society, but they were aging faster than I was. So that opened my eyes as to what do we do to help out there as well as to help myself so that I can remain strong and able to help others. I had a lot of good role models, both at work and as a parent then. I had to travel to leave the country and join my husband when he got a scholarship to study in Bristol in the UK. There, the learning how to parent in a different way. In Tanzania, you get help. In here, all mothers don't just rely on help from nannies or grandmothers. They actually do a lot of parenting themselves, and they do housework, and they do they join interest groups. So that opened my eyes about doing not just one job, but multiple jobs, not just parenting, but also learning. So I started doing evening courses or helping out at the local school with the children. And when the youngest child was at the age of starting school, we had already traveled to other countries too, to work when my husband was working. So the first stop really from Bristol was in Ireland, Cork, Ireland. There, I experienced a different culture too, where neighbors were really helpful. In fact, at that time, I didn't know how much neighbors, being helpful, especially when you have no relative and you have 3 children of different age groups. And one has activities after school and activities before school. All those things needed the community to help. And I could learn from them as well to help them. And learning also other things like the Irish neighbors we had were very good in baking. And I started doing my baking from learning from them. Another thing that I learned while I was in Ireland is that there were aunties and grandmothers and older people all doing things together with their families. So that opened my eyes too about how I am right now. Living in Kuwait after finishing my husband's time in Cork also opened my eyes in that culture. It is all different from the areas that I've experienced before. And the good thing about being there was that the place, the place where our house was had accommodation for people who worked for the University of Kuwait as well as for hospital. So there were a lot of children playing together from different countries. There were Americans, there were Nigerians, there were people from South Africa, from Australia. So there were a lot of cultures mixed together. So what I learned there then is that also culturally, women, if you were not employed directly from where you're coming from, if you're coming as I was to join my husband, you wouldn't be able to learn to drive there, and also employment from that area was quite tricky. So I then decided to study office management so that I could help out at the school where the children were going. But when we were there, we were shaped again by the experience of war between Iraqi and Kuwait. So we had to move from there in one car with all our family. But the Lord was very gracious to us, and we managed to cross from Kuwait via Iraqi and then to Turkey and then eventually to Europe. Now, those areas you meet young people, older people, and people who of a mature age who were all teachers to us really how kindness matters in any stage of life. So coming back to UK at that time, after 10 years of parenting and being in different cultures, it has all shaped me and how I am. Training as a nurse was just a thought that came after knowing that 10 years of parenting were good years, but I didn't practice medicine. So going back to medicine at the time, I really needed to go back to college and to do exams and other things, which at the time we couldn't afford because the children were already in schools. So an idea came from a friend who said, why don't you try nursing? You can work and start to think about your pension. And then I thought, yes, that was a good idea to start planning for the future, because life can be busy, but we still need to plan for our future. And that really opened my eyes, because although nursing it wasn't difficult for me to train as, I learned so much about social well-being of people and how society runs, about psychology, about healthcare. And eventually I decided it was best I explore more on psychology because of child development and things like that, we didn't cover enough in medicine and at the time of training. With that as well, I was very interested in about nutrition and what will, what helps at different ages, especially when I was working as a health visitor. A few times there were questions about children not gaining weight or not sleeping very well. And then when I looked into the diets, I realized that I needed to learn more about balancing diets from childhood to adults, to their parents, to older age. So that all has shaped me to what I am, what I do now. So thinking about the process of being the age I am, 72 now, I haven't changed the things that I did as exercises, because I do walking with groups. I do chair exercises now, and also doing gardening, which is gives me enough exercise there, really, because there's a lot of work when you're planting your flowers or your vegetables, or when you're watering or weeding. It's all good. What I don't do now at my age is I do not, I used to ride bikes, but I don't do bikes anymore. And at my working years, I used to go to the gym, which I don't do anymore. But I think walking and doing housework or gardening all play a big part in my exercise life. I also uh, uh, think the knowledge again is a medical a student and as a worker, as working as a doctor, helped me to realize things that are family related health issues. For example, both my parents suffered from high blood pressure and heart diseases. So prevention of ill health, which is quite crucial really here, and for all of us as we grow older. Um, so having checkups regularly and being on medication where I need to, I'm quite aware that that's priority really for all older age, and those who are approaching the stage. So what else do I do now? I with walking with groups, there are people of my own age. The University of Ed age, usually it is for retired people, but they do invite specialists. For example, they will invite somebody to help to have a talk about prevention of falls. And sometimes there are things that we probably don't think about because we don't all think that we are old, but but there are things that we have to start being careful. For example, you don't want to, you need to keep your house a bit safer, and there are things that they can support to help people so that they don't fall or have accidents at home. Even setting up things in the house uh, to be safe at the home. So having specialists to come and tell us about those things, even for the first time, I thought I knew a lot of prevention issues, but the topic like how many times do you clean your glasses, your spectacles a day? And apparently it has to be 3 times, which some people say, well, I wash mine once a week. That it's easy to fall if you don't have your clean glasses. Also, the services that are available for people to join or to receive. And that's where I heard about the chair exercises. And I used to think it's for older people than me. But when I went there, I was pleasantly surprised because if you are not doing the bike riding, you can do exercises that emulate bike riding. Um, and if you're not doing balancing very well to prevent falls, then you learn how to do the balancing well on a chair exercise. They have specialists who do it. So what can I advise anybody who wants to, to know more about or the younger people to prepare? I would say, and being young, sometimes it's easy not to take advice from older people because, sometimes we think we've had that one before. But the skills that you have learned over the years in your life, they are all important towards the end when you're getting a bit older. For example, if you know about healthy eating, it won't be a big problem then for later life to prepare your meals or balancing your meals, because then you'll know if there's any changes, you can top up with your knowledge you already have. Another thing is really, sometimes we all don't get, age the same, knowing that culture and differences do apply, but we are all aware that everybody comes with different blessings. So it's good that we can practice what we've learned before and learn a bit more according to what is available. And also, life is about living, and your faith counts a lot. So we thank God that we can continue to do what we can at this age. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mommy. That's been amazing and insightful. I'm just looking for something. Okay, so we'll go straight into the next session. And the next session will be taken by Professor Peter Aiyedun. And I will just put him on the screen now. Are you ready, sir? Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, it looks like your network is not very clear. I don't know whether you're going to use Mommy's line. It's breaking.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, we heard you now. The line is breaking.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you. I think you might have to use Mommy's line if that is better. You might have to use another line.
But Mommy's line is not showing my face.
No, she should put on the video.
I'm having problem with the video.
We can see you now.
I put it on, but it's not on.
Then you go out and come back in.
Go out of the Zoom.
Yes, go out of the Zoom and come back in.
Okay.
Sorry, just a bit of technological hassle going on. But how have we found the session that we've just had? I've not seen anybody say anything in the chats. We are very quiet. What's going on? We have stunned silence. How have you found that session? I can see you. Daddy, I can see you now. But I'm not sure whether the sound is still okay because it's saying your bandwidth is low. Or we can see you clearly. We can see you okay. Maybe when Mommy comes back. Great. Yeah, there were some parts of her story I haven't heard before myself. Saroda, you're not the only one.
Can we continue now?
Yes, we can continue.
Have you introduced me?
No,
I think
no,
you have
no.
already.
You have two lines in the same room. It's going to be echoing. One person has to mute one completely.
Okay. Mute. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So just hold on. I was just about to start your introduction. Okay, so speaking to us next is Professor Peter Aiyedun. Professor Peter Aiyedun is a professor of production engineering. His primary degree was mechanical engineering from ABU University Zaria. He had his PhD in mechanical in Sheffield. I don't remember where he had his master's, but he did something in Imperial College, and had I think it was another certification in nuclear engineering. And he's worked across northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, in both private and public universities before he retired late last year. He enjoys being at home with his dear wife and traveling, watching football, and spending time with family. Join us as we welcome Professor Peter Olaitan Aiyedun, who is my dad, by the way. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful for being invited to participate in this program about aging gracefully, my own lived experience. I've been introduced already. I'm 77 and a half years old right now. The Lord has been good and gracious unto me. My early life, I'm from a
God help us with technology today. We're not hearing you. Daddy,
I have to use mommy's phone.
Yes, that's okay. That's fine. You might want to put off your own Zoom so there's no interference.
Christians, and we were 8 and 6 trained in the way.
Okay. Mommy, are you able to put on your video now?
I'm not.
Okay, that's okay. That's the picture of my father's screen. It's okay. All right. Daddy, speak on.
I had my primary education in 5 or 6 different primary schools because I was the teacher's boy and my brother was being transferred from one station to another. So the primary education was in my hometown, then in Pada and Patiji in Nope land, then back to Odueku before I now entered the secondary school. There was a popular S-time secondary school in Egbe, Kwara State. So we were 4 brothers that attended that same secondary school. I was number 3 to attend the school. Very good mission school, shown the way of the Lord, and devotion in the morning, devotion in the night, good education, good sports facilities. So I became good in academically as well as in sports. My sports are table tennis, football, long tennis. I was the school champion Form 4 and Form 5 of my days there. Left the secondary school, had higher school in Federal Government College, Warri. And we were, a very good unit. We got to know each other very well. Had a 2-year stint. During the Civil War, we were taken to FGC Sokoto and brought back the following year, 68. So completed my higher school there and entered Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria. Graduated in mechanical engineering in 1972. I've had varied working experiences in the industry and in the academics. I was in iron and steel, Ajaokuta Steel Plant Project. I was in the railways, iron and steel, then traveled to India for training, came back, traveled to various countries on iron and steel. After 6 years of graduation, I decided to go and do my master's. I joined OAU Ife and did master's in nuclear engineering. So that was when I was at Imperial College for 1 year MSc and DIC, Diploma Imperial College. Went back to OAU Ife and I joined Alaja Steel Plant from OAU Ife. And Alaja Steel Plant sent me for training again for another 6 months. So went to Brazil, Italy, and Venezuela, and some other countries. It was from there that I decided to do my PhD in iron and steel. And I took my wife and daughter, we went to Sheffield, the home of steel in the UK. So I did a PhD in mechanical engineering on a topic that was metallurgy as well as mechanical engineering. So I had supervisors from both departments. The 3 years there was a changing years for us as a family. We were going to a living church, a Reformed Baptist church, and it had great influence on us. We had Dr. Temitope in Sheffield, and it was a very good church in the sense that we were introduced to spiritual aspects of Christianity, the Pentecostal aspect, hearing from the Holy Spirit, and so on. So we returned to Nigeria after 3 years, and I was appointed a lecturer in ATBU Bauchi. We spent 5 years in Bauchi before coming to Ibadan. These periods indicate the working of God in our Christian life. And if I define aging, one can see that aging is not issue of numbers, because I still do all I was doing before, and I return all the glory to God. I really don't know that I'm growing, but friends, relations, and so on they tell me or my wife that I'm still looking young. I don't know whatever they mean by that, but to me, not much has changed because I can do most of the things I was doing before. I can still drive 1,000 kilometers without any headache. So it's interesting to see that somebody is aging. We are all aging. Every year we have our birthdays. Okay? So to me, in order to age gracefully, it means you must have a good home, you must have happy family, because these are the ingredients that aids graceful aging. Now, the Lord will grant you the grace to serve God faithfully. The physical and mental and emotional and financial aspects, they are controlled by your spiritual aspect. I think that's the spiritual aspect of aging that I've been able to understand. Health comes under the spiritual aspect. We all know whatever we see in the physical has its roots in the spiritual. So if somebody wants to age gracefully, you must enter into that spiritual aspect. You must be close to God. Okay? I do not know what I'm doing now that I've not done before. The things that I do now that I don't do, the things that I do before that I don't do now, they are the things of the body. Womanizing, drinking, all wrong association. The Lord has removed all that from me. And how did God remove them? By using the woman I married. She was able to convince me that drinking is not good, this and that. And prayer, and after many years, the Lord made it possible. Now, if we ask, what do I do now to stay youthful? I will think it's good diet and good food. I thank God that I'm married to a caterer and I'm being given very good food every day with good, plenty of fruits and all that is needed for the physical body. Secondly, you must have communication with good friends. I've been able, by God's grace, to drop wrong friends and to keep to good ones. You are the one who has chosen the friends that you have. Nobody has chosen them for you. You chose them yourself. And if you know they are not good, they are not leading you in the right direction, you cut off from them. Keep the good ones. That is part of what you need to live long. We must have more patience because patience is what keeps our home safe and sound unto the end. Also, patience keeps our family safe and sound unto the end. Patience keeps our faith safe and sound unto the end. So we need also to have more patience, and we must be able to serve God better. Okay? As God grants us patience, we must be able to serve our God better. What advice do I have for the young generation, the younger generation, regarding aging? They must shun youthful lusts. There are many things that is pulling the youth here and there. They must know their God and shun youthful lust. Ecclesiastes 12:1 gives us a clue to that. Okay? They must have love, truthfulness, and all fruits of the Holy Spirit. This must exhibit in their lives. If they don't know God genuinely, there's no way they can exhibit these things. They will not be able to grow gracefully. If we look at the life of Job, he was very patient, and God used him. He had
Not touching me. Mom, Bailey's touching me with her elbow. No, I'm not.
Sorry about that. Someone's baby. All right, you can continue speaking, sir.
Job had attack at the age of 70, and God delivered him and set him free and gave him 140 years more. So he lived to 210. We know so many in the Bible who God granted long life. Secondly, we need to go back to the apostolic community life that the Christians, the apostles, and all the believers lived after the Lord Jesus Christ went back to heaven. Once we are able to cultivate that, there will be love, patience, sympathy in our lives, and it produces beauty, order, and tranquility in the home, in the workplace, in our social gathering. So I will encourage all of us to live graceful life, which can only be lived when you are a child of God. So give your life to Christ and be filled with the Holy Spirit and try to live a godly life. Don't give away all you have. Keep some to take care of yourself. Some of us are retirees, we are aging. It's advisable for any person who has used his useful life to gather a few things. The children in our own culture, they will take care of you. But beyond that, you keep a little of whatever you have to be able to take care of yourself. Even if the children are unable to take total care of you, you are able to fend for yourself to a certain extent. So I think I will round up by saying that aging, all of us will age, and we need to look at it critically, that the spiritual controls the physical, the emotional, the mental, and all the other aspects of living. Even the financial, they are all controlled from the spiritual. So if our spiritual is right with God and with our partners, we'll be able to age gracefully. It is God that gives life, and He's the one that knows the extent to which we shall live. So this is an encouragement to all of us. We've heard of the day we came into the world, but nobody knows the day we shall be called up. So the Lord will help us. We now want questions and comments from our hearers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Because we didn't see Daddy's face, let me just share Daddy's face. Can we see Daddy's face now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so that's
Nice
Daddy.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. That is Daddy. And I would share one more screen. Can you see this screen? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's me and my mommy in Grimsby. Okay. I will stop sharing that one. And I have one last one to share. And that is of her beautiful garden that looks like it's taken out of a magazine. She's an
Ooh.
avid gardener. Yes. Yes.
It's a picture book, isn't it?
Yes. And it's big. It's a lot of work to keep it looking like that.
Wow.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Awesome. We've had a great time listening to our speakers, and they have done an amazing job. At this point, I would love to hand over to our dear sister, Mrs. Sophie Jola Osho, who would be handling the questions section. Where are you? I'm looking for you now.
Yes, I'm here.
I can see you.
Awesome.
Yes,
It's been a very lovely evening. And the part that I like is how, those of us that are younger, we have an insight into life in the times of our speakers, what life was like, their experiences. I mean, talking about the first
Sister Sophie,
speaker.
where is your video? We cannot see you.
My video will come in a bit. I'm just trying to make sure that we get to speak before the network does what it does.
Okay, no
You
worries.
know?
All right, go
Yes.
ahead.
No, but I will open up my camera. I'm
Okay,
camera ready. I just want to be
okay,
sure that the voice is not distorted just yet.
okay.
So like I said, the first speaker talked about life in Kuwait very briefly. You hear about places like that, you read about them. And so this is the first time I'm at least a little bit close to someone who had to deal with the reality of war in those times. And then Daddy even talked about the civil war as well. And I'm Nigerian, and so my dad was in the army at the time. And so this is somebody else's experience of the civil war as well. But my first question this evening, and I'm hoping that everybody else who's on this call will please type out their questions in the comments, and then we'll take them one by one. But my very first question, to set the ball rolling, is this. And I will start with Dr. Aiyedun. Can you please tell us, very briefly, when you were young and you hear about, oh, the older people, would you say life as an older person now, is it what you imagined it would be? Is it what you heard? Or, like we say in our generation, adulthood is a scam. When we were young, we thought adults just spend money, sit in front of the TV, and live large. Then we became adults and realized that, oh my God, there's more work than fun in adulthood. So we're very unhappy because we didn't realize adulthood was this much work. So my question is, being an older citizen, is it everything you thought it would be? Is it different from what you thought? Or are there things that have shown up now that you didn't see coming and that you're trying to cope with? Dr. Aiyedun, please. Thank you.
Question. When we were growing up, we were looking up to our senior brothers and sisters, and we were watching what they were doing. Most of them, when they graduate, whether from university or from an advanced teachers college, they were busy working. Some of them trained we younger ones. Our parents didn't have enough resources for my secondary school fees. So my senior brother and senior sister were the ones paying for us. No. Two of my brothers were in the secondary school. I was to be admitted from primary 6 before getting to primary 7. But they told me later on that if I was admitted that year, there was no means for them to pay my school fees. So they were happy that I didn't enter the secondary school from primary 6. So that shows us they were busy working, they were assisting the parents. The parents were local farmers, they didn't have enough. My mommy was a trader. She has traded in every commodity you can think about in the market. A successful trader at that matter. But the resources they had wasn't enough. But these days, some of our children, they are not serious with their jobs, and it bothers the parents. Some are serious, some are not serious. So you are not too happy. So you want them to face whatever they are doing squarely. When I graduated at 23, I said, 2 brothers are here, they have not got married. How can I talk of marriage? So I was busy working. I didn't marry until I was 32. Our children these days, until they are 40 and 40 plus, they won't even think of wanting to settle down. So these are issues. So as you rightly said,
Wow.
generation then is different from the generation of today. We are praying for them, we are talking to them, but the final decision is theirs to take. So, knowing that the spiritual line is the correct way, we want them to be fervent in the Lord, and we know the Lord will lead them aright to do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Aiyedun.
Sister Sophie, I am the Dr. Aiyedun. He's Prof.
Yes, he's Prof. That's true. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, Daddy. Thank you so much. I have another question, and I'm hoping that other people would have questions as well, because as the conversations were going on, there's a lot. I just kept hearing things. So my question to Grandma over there is that can you please pronounce her name again for me?
Dr. Josephine Kweka. Kweka.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
Kweka.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm asking Dr. Josephine Kweka right now. Now, what would you say, Ma? What's the most rewarding part of growing older for you? What's the most rewarding part? Yes, growing older will probably have their stories to tell, right? But right now, I want you to just share what you would consider the rewarding part of growing older, so that some of us who are not yet as old as you would kind of like be inspired, so that we can have the fortitude to deal with other things that may be showing up here and there. You know, just the thoughts of, oh, this is fun about being older. This is good about being older. It's something that helps one to just keep the chin up, if you know what I mean. So, Ma, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I was thinking earlier today what's best really at this season of life, and having being able to plan my timetable myself. It's very rewarding, because I know the things that I'll plan, I can carry on with them. Also, at this age, I can pick up things that I've done before and carry on with them. For example, if I join a book club, I can, in our book club, it's not, there's no exam after that. You just read the book. If you like it, you can discuss it. You can also not read the book because you feel like it's not for you, for the characters or things that are there, or they don't line up with you, but you'll meet with them anyway and have lunch with the group and let the others who have read the book to discuss it. But what is really a blessing is that people actually respect older people. They respect us. I get more respect everywhere I go, whether it's especially in Tanzania when I visit. Everybody, let me see it, or a person, you go first, grandma or mom. And that's something that, you don't get it when you're a younger person or a child. Another thing is, even in the Bible, when we read, we know the older women are supposed to help or teach the younger ones. In the book of Titus, we are taught that having knowledge and being sensible and wiser is such a privilege to be able to help others. So to me, I feel it's a good season of life, really, that you are in charge of a lot of things, when the Lord has given you strength and you can do it, then you can be a good example as well, a good ambassador for the age we are. And we are not too old to help others. For example, my neighbors are older than me. Both side neighbors are all older than me. So being in the position I am, although I'm old, there are other people who are older, and I can put my baking skills in practice and help them too. So it is a good time to be. gold for me. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Thank you for the answer. I think I've seen a question in the comments, and I'm just going to go there and
Yeah.
try to read that out. Let's see. Mhm.
There's also a
Okay,
hand
so
raised.
it's from, oh, okay. Let me read the question. I think it's from it's from Pastor Sukomi.
Okay.
So, still to Dr. Kweka. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing your story of aging gracefully with us. What can you share with us about leveraging the support systems around you as one who moved across multiple cultures and having young children along in the journey?
Mm.
So the
Yeah.
question is about support systems that are around you, considering the
Yeah.
fact that you did a lot of moving around. So you might
Yeah.
have to re-engineer that support system every now and again because of the children. Yes,
Yeah.
ma, over to you.
Thank you. The first port of call, really, when we have moved to a new place, is finding our local church. And finding the first local church, whether it's in the UK or when we were in Kuwait, and would you believe it, even in China, there are organizations that help young families or anybody struggling. So the first port of call for us was at our local church. And also having children, there's an advantage of knowing other parents. When you are outside the school gate, for example, when we were in Cambria, we made our best friends there, and we could share taking, car traveling to go to school, or if I have an appointment, then my neighbor or my who is a parent as well as a child at school share the lifts as well. And another good thing really is, even as a parent, you can also join groups. There are groups that at parent and toddler groups, you will have grandmothers there who also come there with their grandchildren, and they link. And I didn't struggle really finding help at all to help me with either my appointments, or sometimes there was a time I even had to travel from Ireland to Tanzania because my dad died, and my neighbor agreed to take care of the children while my husband was at work until I got back. So I think I've been blessed to be fair that help has come handy when I needed it, and also getting on with our own neighbors, loving our neighbors as ourselves has really been a key to me. So when I can, I do a lot for them, and when I needed help, they managed to help me too. I hope I've answered your question there.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much. So we've learned about finding community, the people of
Yeah,
faith,
yeah,
being able to make connections with good neighbors,
yeah.
and yes, so thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so I hear that somebody has a hand raised. So
Yes.
can you please unmute yourself and ask your question very
Um,
quickly?
Sis-
Hello, everybody.
Okay,
And
thank
Hello,
you.
it's Sister
Oh,
Nika who's speaking now. Who was
Okay.
speaking?
Okay, Sister Nike.
I
Oh
raised
no,
up
what
my
is Sister
hand.
Nike
I
that
raised
spoke
up
first?
my hand as well.
Okay, Mr. K, I didn't see your hand.
Okay.
Let's take Sister Nika first, then we'll
Yeah.
take you next.
Okay.
okay. Thank you very much. Um, Actually, one of the questions I wanted to ask was about community, and I think she has done justice with us. So the second one I was going to ask is about, you kept saying as you keep moving, at almost every point in time, you keep getting more educated
Yes.
I'm trying to actually both of them actually they are people of education. But as Dr. Josephine was talking about her moving to different countries, and then she always have cause to keep on educating herself. So I want to ask, do you think this is also part of what helped in aging gracefully? And at what age do you feel like, no, okay, I don't want any more education, I don't want to get any more training, no more education. I'm now too old to do that. Was there an age that you felt like, oh, I have to put a stop to all this education and whatever? And do you think that being more educated or having more training helped in you aging gracefully?
Is that for me? Yes.
Yes, ma'am, for you.
Oh, thank you. And I think learning doesn't have an end to me. It does help me age gracefully because the things keep changing, you see. When I was young, we didn't have a television, we have a transistor radio, and we had very few books. Now we have telephones, we have laptops, we have television, and there's a lot of source of learning. And as I was looking at my life, how I managed to do things when I was a child, for example, even boiling some water, it took me ages. At some point in my life, I had to help the Bible college, local Bible college here, to show them how life was in the village. And boiling water from starting fire with the firewood is completely different than putting the kettle on right now. So learning really is not just for when you're young, it's for even now. So there are a lot of new things at the moment, new recipes and new, for example, I was listening to a gardening program yesterday, new ways of doing your cuttings, and somebody had introduced me to a new app about hearing the birds in your garden and appreciating what God has put it out there for us. It's all new, and now we are hearing about AI, and how it's teaching, doing a lot of things for us. Instead of using a dictionary, we can just check with the type of AI to get definition of things. So I don't think we stop learning, and aging gracefully involves reading and learning more. And even my grandchildren sometimes wonder why, how do I know how to do my knitting or stitching? Sometimes it's reading from a book, or you could also use a video, to learn from. So there's no end, I must say, and it keeps our brain cells working as well.
Yes, so there's never an end to learning. Even when there's formal education, informally, there's always something to learn. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Okay, very quickly, I think our next question will go to Professor Aiyedun.
There's still one hand raised. One hand raised.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Yes, that's true.
Mr.
The gentleman.
Kefaj.
Please go ahead. Mr. Kefaj.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. My question, I think, goes to Professor Aiyedun. When you are talking, you mentioned friends that can cause bad influence. I want to find out how you are able to identify the wrong friends and how you are able to take yourself out of them, how you are able to cut them off. Could you please throw more light on this?
Thank you for that question. It's a very important question. Sometimes we try our children to choose their friend you can cut off from your friends if you know they are not leading you in the right direction. So, Bible says, can two work together unless they agree? You must agree before you can work together. If the idea a particular friend is always bringing to you is doing the wrong thing, then you have to cut off from such friends. If you are in the maybe upper six or lower six and you make a tour as a class to another town and it's encouraging you, follow me, let's go and see some night crawlers, this and that. You know, if you know the Lord and you are prayerful, you will know this person is leading you to hell. So you cut off from such people. And when we grow up, if you know this man is always inviting me to let's go and drink, and you know God has taken drinking out of your life, should you still be going out with such a person?
No, sir.
So you are the one who has made a friend. You are the one who can cut off from such a friend. I think that's just what I was trying to explain.
Thank you, sir.
Then my wife also helped me, because sometimes your partner is able to know good friends that should be around you and the bad ones that should not be around you. So when she's advising you, think about it, pray about it. You'll be able to take your decisions.
Okay, sir. Yeah, my last question goes to the first speaker. She mentioned about riding a bike. I'm thinking, is that not too risky? And at what age were you riding the bike that is not affecting your health?
I don't know what's gone wrong here.
It's okay. You can continue speaking, Ma.
Okay, right. I used to ride a bike when I was younger and up to 50, in my 50s. And it's very risky for me now to ride a bike. So I don't go there and I don't want to try. I don't go to the gym either. So I do the chair exercises for safety reasons. And the other exercises I get in the garden, they are enough for me, and my balance is good. So I'll keep with the safety ways of doing things.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you.
I'm okay, ma.
You're welcome. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Aiyedun, do we still have time to take one more question?
Yes, there's a hand raised. Mr. Bankole Ojo.
Okay.
There's a hand raised. Yeah.
Okay, please go right ahead, sir. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you, Prof. I think this is one of the best gifts you are giving us today, and we are not taking it for granted. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, Dr. Josephine and Professor Aiyedun. I want to ask this simple question. Knowing that as an African person, we are communal in nature, we believe in our families, then all these movements from one place to the other,
yes.
How do you deal with disconnection or disconnectedness with your roots, with the people? Because eventually, in those days, not our age now, where you could be friends with someone in Nigeria, and if the person moved to UK, you are still friends. You can see the person's face now. But in those days, when you start moving, how were you able to still remain connected? Your family values were not lost. Our myths, the myths around the African family. I don't want to just say Nigerian family, where we believe we believe in family, we believe in relationship. That's number one question. Number two question is what Professor Aiyedun said, and we're talking about putting something aside in your prime, putting something aside so that in your old age, even though we know the children will take care of you, but when they cannot adequately do so, you are going to be able to do that, fill the gap. Now, the question is, how do you go about your savings? Do you buy into shares? Do you do what? How do you, or you just put money in the bank? These are the two questions I have.
I think, Dr. Doctor, before Prof speaks, Dr. Aiyedun, I think we have an episode that will connect with finances and aging. Am I correct?
Is future care planning? Yes, future care planning
because
is our 11th
I think
episode.
I wouldn't want exactly. Okay. I'm not sure if Prof gets into it now, he'll be able to do justice to the answer, or what do you think? So that maybe Prof should just stick with the very first question. Stick with the first question, and then you have to come back and get the comprehensive treatment of a second question in the episode that is going to deal with aging and finances and legacy planning and things like that. So in the meanwhile, Professor Aiyedun, can you please respond to the first part of the question where we're talking about how you manage to keep your friendships and connections even in the midst of all the traveling? Thank you. Because now we have phones, we can see each other's faces across distances. But back then, when you have moved, and all you had was telegram and letters. So how was it back then? Thank you.
Thank you very much. As far back as 76, 77, I was in Canada. My friend was in India. Our third friend was in Russia. And we were still communicating, knowing about each other and what was happening in those areas. We were still giving each other advice. While I was in India in 75,
how do you communicate?
By letters. There was no phone call as such, but you write a letter, he will receive it. I bought a motorbike in India. I was riding. I didn't tell anybody in Nigeria I was riding a motorbike because they will say, why have you bought a motorbike? You want to kill yourself? I told my friend in USA and he wrote back, be careful. That was the only person who knew that I bought a motorbike. Okay? God saved me. I had some accidents with it, but God delivered me. So these are issues that, you communicate with your good friend, you're able to get his or her advice. So, and there was much traveling that time. Even within Nigeria, you can drive from Lagos to Kano without any problem. Nobody will disturb you on the way. But we are in dangerous times now, and nobody will attempt such a thing. I've left Lagos 7 p.m. to go to Kwara State in the olden days. I've left Lagos 9 p.m. to go to Ife. And it was safe. There was no problem on the way. But not in the present day Nigeria. Nobody will try that. So these are the things that we were communicating by letters. And the mail system was good. It would get there on time, not 1 month anyway, within 2 weeks, a week or two. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
Dr. Aiyedun,
yes,
do we still have a little bit of time?
I'm not sure we have that much time anymore.
Yes. So I'm going to hand over to you right now. It's been quite a blast this evening.
Yes.
I really wish they were able to tell us, a whole lot more. So maybe what I will probably do is there are conversations we can still have on the YouTube channel. If anybody is watching this at any point in time on the YouTube channel, put your question in the comments, and I'm certain we can get our mommies and daddies to come back in to respond, or we'll get get Dr. Aiyedun to type on behalf of our speakers this evening.
Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Sophie. It's over to you now.
Thank you very much. It's time for the vote of thanks. Big thank you to our speakers, Dr. Josephine Kweka. Thank you for being awesome tonight. As you have already heard, she's a superwoman, so I can't afford to be small. Grimsby, I have to continue to aim higher. And thank you for all you've shared with us. Big thank you to Professor Aiyedun, my daddy. I'm sure you see where I get my Ajala streak from. Thank you for sharing with
Dr.
us.
Aiyedun, please, somebody has corrected you. Daddy is not just your daddy
It's our
alone.
daddy.
It's better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's okay. It's our daddy. Big thank you to our daddy. My mom thinks that some of the reasons why my dad still looks very young is that my dad does not take things to heart. So she will say it in Yoruba, so that is one. And the other thing is that he sleeps really well. When his head hits the pillow, he's gone. So he does sleep very well and he eats well as well. And we thank God for that. Okay, big thank you to the amazing audience on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Big thank you to everyone who has joined us on the Zoom. Thank you for being here, even though we didn't hear too many comments and we've really run out of time because we don't want it to go beyond 6:30, beyond 1.5 hours. So we hope to see you on the other sessions. This is a 12-week series, and we've just had one episode. The next episode is going to be caring for the elderly, and we have 3 amazing speakers. One of them is even here today. Auntie Jumoke, shout out to you. So we're going to be having them next week. So please join us. Someone is going to be speaking from the perspective of caring for someone. Someone is going to be speaking to us more from the professional angle. And someone that runs a geriatric service is also going to be speaking to us. So it's going to be really insightful. So feel free to come with your questions. If you are not yet on the YouTube channel, please go there, subscribe. If you came in late today, do have a listen so that you get the full gist of what today was about. I have one more slide to share. Can we see that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it says age is only a number. Purpose is timeless. Dreams don't expire unless you stop believing in them. Keep building. So if we have the humility and a teachable spirit to continue to learn, we would never need to stop learning and we would be forever young at heart.
Amen.
Amen. So on that note, I'd like us to take the Link family motto together. So Link family members, please unmute yourself and let us say our motto together. I live in love.
I live in
Love.
I stay in peace.
I
I
stay.
stay in
peace.
I shine my lights.
I
Shine my light.
I use my power.
I
I use my power.
power.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Amen.
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 Amen. And
Yes,
amen.
like we said earlier in the session, we want us to switch on our cameras at this time if we can and take a group photograph together. Dr. IG, please help me do the honors. I haven't got a hang of it yet.
There's electricity problem on this side too. So please
Well,
let's turn on our videos.
okay.
All right.
If you're able to turn on your videos, please do. We want to take a group photo. Do I need to change the settings to see everybody?
No, don't worry. I'll change it. I do the gallery. I've done the gallery view.
You've done the gallery view, okay.
Yes, I'm just waiting for more people to turn on their cameras.
Okay.
Okay. Gloria, Oyeka, Lara, Rhoda, we are waiting for you.
Let's take a group photo. Let's capture the moments that you are here. Episode 1.
Shoots, Sax, AKD Sax, we're waiting for you.
AKD Sax, Madam, where are you?
We're waiting for you.
Olu Kayode, I can see you. Dr. Miss.
Awesome. I've
I
taken
can
the
see
first
you.
one.
Reverend Graceman, we can't see your
Very
face
good
yet.
camera. Sorry.
Omilara, Sister Shola. Okay, maybe you're still at work. No, you're not at work. Mommy Akida.
Reverend
The
Grace,
lights,
thank you for
You're
joining
not
us.
camera ready.
yeah, the light is very bad here. So
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. Oh, I've seen the Mr. and Mrs. Just
Okay.
one more screenshots. Thank you so much, everyone. You've been a fantastic crowd.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Are we done with the photos?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you very much to the link officers. Thank you for all the support. And thank you to all the link members that are here. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see us all in the next session. We can feel free to take the discussion online. And on that note, we say bye. Next weekend is another time. Next Saturday, please invite somebody. We have 12 more to go. So we're